What's up, everybody? Welcome. It is the 40th episode. That means it's Q&A number 4. Yeah, let's get it. All right, so first up, we have, when is season 3 coming? Well, if you haven't noticed, this is season 2. I had a season 1 that was quite a while ago, 4 years, 3 years, and took a break, built some stuff up with Bolt House Media. Didn't really see the necessity, and also didn't have the time to do so. But yeah, season 3. I'm thinking that it's going to happen around episode 50. So 50 episodes, 52 is going to be a year. So give me a couple weeks off a year, 50 episodes a season. I think we can make that happen. So stay tuned to see what happens with season 3. How has COVID affected Bolt House Media? Well, as every small business owner should know, I wouldn't say every small business, but most small businesses, they've been affected some way, whether positively or negatively. But yeah, it's definitely slowed down. Video stuff is kind of a niche, so I mean, there's jobs out there, but they require a fair amount of traveling or relocation, which may or may not be coming, so we'll see. But yeah, business is definitely slowed down, but we're hoping to make some changes here going forward to have some more fun, in essence. But what is my favorite television show? There are a couple that come to mind. In the most recent, it would be The Big Bang Theory, definitely. Some people say that I am like Sheldon, some people say that I am like Leonard. I would say that I am a mix of both, but Big Bang Theory all the way. Now, if you're gonna get me in like the era that I grew up in, that is going to be Home Improvement, hands down, all the way. Best show, I think, for families still to this day. But hardest drug I ever did. Caffeine and sugar, not necessarily together, sometimes together. That is the hardest thing that I've ever done, yeah. Favorite board game? Well, I do like Brain Busters. I play a few board/card games on my iPad, but if it was an actual board game, Monopoly's a good one. Do you count Scrabble as a board game? I think I would count it as a board game. Scrabble's a good one. But I would say my all-time favorite, Sequence. Yes, this game is fairly old, and so many people, you'd be surprised how many people do not know the name of this game until they see it. It's actually kind of a mixture of a board and a card game, but until they see the board, they don't know what I'm talking about. Then they see the board and they're like, yes, I'd played that. But Sequence. If you haven't, look it up. You should know what I'm talking about. Pizza or burger? I'm assuming you're asking which one. I think I answered this question in a recent or in a past Q&A. Pizza is one of my favorite foods. You can have it so many different ways. If I had to eat food for every day for the rest of my life, the same food, it would be pizza, just because you can have it so many different ways. That being said, yeah, I'd still probably have to go with pizza, because you can have a hamburger pizza. Yes, please. Have I ever been on TV? Well, if you're watching this on your TV, I've been on TV. I want to say that I have, through some sort of wrestling something when it was live broadcasted. Singing back in the day. They used to broadcast the singing dancing group that I was in on like Christmas and Thanksgiving Day across the local television channels in my hometown. So yes, I have. Do I like coffee? No. not at all. Favorite Halloween costume that I've had? I remember, shout out to Mama B. She is very creative and very artsy. I had some pretty awesome Halloween costumes growing up. I remember a couple of years there where the same Halloween costume was just altered a little bit, but I went as a Ninja Turtle one year. Turtle shell on my back. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant in a half shell. Turtle power. But I went as a Ninja Turtle, and the year prior to that, the same shell that was my turtle shell was a ladybug. So I went as a ladybug, and she turned it from a shell into a ladybug, or a ladybug into a shell. It was awesome. But my favorite Halloween costume, I went as Batman. And my mom made like cape where my hands go into, and like sleeves, and it was awesome. It looked, it was the real deal. I was convinced that I could fly. That's how real my 6-year-old imagination was, but it was awesome. iPhone or Android? If you don't know me by now, iPhone. Where do I buy my jeans? Well, it depends on where I get gift cards. Most of the time it's gonna be H&M, just because they're cheap and practical. I don't need anything fancy. Black jeans, cheap, practical. That's all I need. Do I have a nickname? Currently, no. When I grew up, it was Seabolt. Last name is Boltinghouse. Casey is my first name, so Casey Boltinghouse, C Bolt. Yeah, that would be the nickname. There was once upon a time where, so I played baseball when I was younger and older, but my jersey was so small that my last name, which if you don't know is 13 letters long, had to go around my number on my jersey, and it looked like a little bridge. So for a short summer, some teammates used to call me Bridge because that was what it looked like on my jersey. Also, they used to call me Snickers because I used to pound like 6 Snicker bars a game for energy or something. I don't know. I loved Snickers bars when I grew up. But yeah, Seabolt was probably the most prevalent, or B-House. That's a pretty prevalent one growing up. But yeah, those two. What would my parents have named me if I was the opposite gender? Casey. Do I sleep with a nightlight? No. However, my whole room is kind of like a nightlight, so I've been told. It's pretty bright in here. I can sleep literally in anything. I could sleep in the middle of the day, just prop me up in the corner and I could fall asleep. I'm a very heavy sleeper too. I've been in a real earthquake out in California that I did not sleep through. So that was fun. Shout out to my sister and brother-in-law out in LA. Hope all is well. Let's see here. How many pairs of shoes do I own? Way too many. P.S. I don't know if you can see my cat. She's right there, just sitting there looking at me. Yeah, that's Tux. How many pairs of shoes do I own? Way too many. I have made an abundant amount of trips to the DAV here recently, so I have not done anything with my shoes. They are soon to be donated. I want to say it's in the ballpark of like 50 to 80 pairs of shoes. Let's see here. Who is my favorite person in modern history? Jordan Peterson. I'm gonna leave it at that. If I could time travel, when and where would I go? There's definitely a couple places. I don't know if I could paint one place in particular. I would love to go back and experience the 50s. So like growing up, I'd probably want to be like a 19, 20, 21 year old in the 50s. I think that would have been awesome. But also would love to go back to like medieval times, knights, kings, queens, you know, the whole. I don't know if I could live in that time frame, but I would definitely like to go experience it. I think that would be really cool. The closest thing that I've gotten to that experience, I like Renaissance festivals. I know I've gotten some flack from Renaissance festivals in past and probably going to in the future, but I love Renaissance festivals. I think they're a hoot and a half. I also, if you have not been, there is Medieval Times. The closest one is in Dallas. It is a good time. I mean, you will honestly be surprised. Food is amazing, entertainment is amazing, full show. Hats off to you. Go check it out. There's a couple around the country, but Medieval Times. See what it's about. All right, and here we go. Last but not least, this is a good one to end on too. What is more important, the journey or the destination? I think that the destination is always going to be obviously where you're wanting to go. I think that if you do not learn lessons along the way, then you are a fool. I think that the journey most oftentimes will teach us more than what getting to the destination. The destination is like the reward, but the journey is what actually teaches us the lessons. Somebody once very, very wise that I had a privilege of having a conversation with and meeting and gotten to hear her speech, Allison Levine. If you have not heard who this amazing woman is, she has done the Grand Slam, which is like climb the tallest peak in every continent and skied to the North and South Pole. An amazing woman, has done amazing things. Literally after talking to her for an hour and hearing her speech or her talk to a group of us for 3 hours, I felt like I had accomplished nothing in my life. And that was a hard pill to swallow sometimes for a lot of people that were in that group, because she's a very accomplished woman, very smart woman, but she talks about how the journey is just as important, if not more important, than the destination, when she talks about her summit to Mount Everest. Not once, but twice, and now she leads expeditions up there. It's pretty unreal story. But if you ever get the chance, I know she's like super expensive to rent out to have speak, like 50, 60, 70,000, I'm not for sure, but it's expensive. Her story though is phenomenal. You can catch bits and pieces of it on YouTube, but yes, definitely I would say the journey. The destination is the reward. And sometimes the lessons are hard enough along that journey that the destination doesn't seem as savory as it should be. But the journey is by far more important in my mind than the destination. All right, well, this is episode 40. Holy smokes. So yeah, 10 more, and that's the plan. That can always change. You know, we live in a time of change here with COVID, but that is the plan at this moment in time, to have 10 more episodes in season 3, then onward and upward to season 4. But until next time, friends, take care.